are watching Snap Science Tutorial. Today we will tackle things all about matter, its properties, characteristics, and its phases. Matter is everywhere, even in air. According to our science teachers, matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. But how can you describe them if you didn't know what they are? We describe objects in many ways using size, colors, shape, and textures. Describing objects by using this uses the object's properties. But first, let's talk about the phases of matter. We have these four different phases: solids, liquids, gases, and the plasma. A solid is a certain size and shape. It was also said that solid molecules are compressed all together without space gapping in between them. Examples are the wood block, your computer, the desk, and the floor. Next is liquid. Milk is a liquid matter. It has a size or volume. Volume means it takes up space. But milk doesn't have a definite shape. It takes the shape of its container. Liquids can flow, be poured, or spilled. Did you ever spill juice? Did you ever notice how the liquid go everywhere and you have to hurry and wipe it up? The liquid therefore is taking the shape of the floor, and the floor is an expansive, limitless boundary until it hits the wall. You can spill a wooden block. You can just drop it, but it will still have the same shape. Here comes the gases. Can you describe it? Run for a place very fast for a minute. Do you notice how hard you are breathing? What are you inhaling is oxygen. You need oxygen to live, that's why you can only hold your breath for a certain amount of time. You can see oxygen. It's invisible. It is a gas. A gas is a matter that has no shape or size of its own. Gases have no color. It was all around us. You can feel it when the wind blows. The wind is a moving air. It was many gases mixed together. Lastly is the plasma, as the fourth state of matter. A plasma is a hot ionized gas consisting of approximately equal numbers of positively charged ions and negatively charged electrons. Now, let's go back to the object's properties. Describing objects by using size, shape, color, and texture uses an object's property. A property describes how an object looks, feels, or acts. Let's make things easy. Every object takes up space. Your computer is taking up space on the desk, and you are taking up space on your chair. Objects has mass. Mass is how much there is of an object and is related to how much something weighs. Objects that take up space and have mass are called matter. Everything around you is made up of matter. Chocolate is made up of matter, and you are a matter. Matter is large and matter is small. Let's dig deeper on matter. Matter is also made up of... What do you think? Matter is made up of atoms. Atoms are the basic component of matter. All atoms are too small to be seen by the naked eye. It can just be seen using some specialized instruments. All matter are the same because all is made up of atoms. They just differ in the properties of the object. Now, let's talk about the properties of the matter. Remember that all objects take up space and has mass. You use your sense of taste and smell to tell the difference between apple and orange. They have difference, right? Let's put it this way. The measurement of mass and other characteristics that can be seen without changing how that object looks are its physical properties. When you look at oranges and apple, you can see the difference between them because of their color, shape, and smell. Mass, color, shape, volume, and density are some physical properties. Density is an important physical property. It is the mass of a substance per unit volume. Volume is the amount of space an object occupies. Then, here comes the chemical property of a matter. This property will only be observed by changing the identity of the substance. A piece of paper burns and turns to an ash. After the flame goes out, a new substance is formed. The chemical properties of the object has been changed. Matter is constantly changing. Ice in your soda melts, glass breaks, and paper is ripped. When the ice in your soda melts, where does it go? What does it become? Ice is water in the solid state. When you drop the ice cube into the liquid, it begins to melt because the temperature is higher than that of the ice cube. The ice cube becomes liquid water. This is an example of a physical change. Ice is water in the solid state. When you drop the ice cube into the liquid, it begins to melt because the temperature is higher than that of the ice cube. The ice cube becomes liquid water. This is an example of a physical change. The solid water turns to liquid water. The physical property has been changed, but no new substance is formed. While chemical changes are changing substances into other substances. Let's take the burning paper that turned to ash as an example. Paper has different substances as well as the ash. Unlike physical changes, you cannot reverse chemical changes. You can melt ice to get water and freeze that water to get ice again, but you cannot turn ash into a paper. That's all for today's discussion. Thanks for listening. Again, this is Rejane and you are watching Snap Science Tutorial.